Do you believe that love is as strong as death? Hello everyone and welcome to Pen to Paper. I'm Leah and today I'm going to be reviewing the books The Cruel Dark and Lover. I don't have the paperback version of Lover. I was able to be an ARC reader for Lover and I haven't received my paperback version yet, but it is the companion e-novella to The Cruel Dark. So let me note right now that you cannot read Lover before The Cruel Dark because The Cruel Dark is the main story. Lover is a companion novel in the sense, or I should say novella, in the sense that the male main character's viewpoint of the story is told in that book. But really, to know the story and to really get the wow factor at the end, you need to read The Cruel Dark first. The Cruel Dark is all about this young woman, or young 20s woman named Millicent Foxborough. This book is a gothic romance set in the 1920s. And Millicent, I think it's Millicent, not Millicent. Millicent is haunted by her past. There are 2 years of her life that she has no memories of. She wound up in a insane hospital and has had treatment from that episode. And now she's working for a bookkeeper of sorts, not a book collector, but one who fixes old books. And she helps him out in his bookshop. And there she comes to meet this local doctor who then finds out that she has this talent and this interest in Celtic folklore and Irish Gaelic. And so he tells her of this job that pays very well, and it's at Willowfield, which is this crumbling old moldering estate in the middle of nowhere. And Professor Callum Hughes has all these notes on Celtic folklore and the language that he needs to organize, and he needs an assistant. And so therefore the doctor says that she would be a great fit for this since she has the credentials that are necessary for this job. And so Millicent goes to Willowfield, and not only does she have to contend with the ghosts of her own past, but the ghosts that are haunting Professor Hughes' past and the estate's past, and all these secrets that are just kind of buried under rubble. And as she becomes closer to the professor and the cast at Willowfield, she discovers secrets that are very haunting and that change her world upside down. And I won't say for better or for worse, but all I can say is that the end is fantastic. It's one of the best plot twists I've ever read. It hits you out of nowhere. You would never ever realize the twist. So I just wanted to say that I read this in no time. I give it 5 stars. It is a spicy romance, so there are some scenes that, make it spicy. So if that's something you enjoy, then you're going to like this. And A Lover is the same kind of spice level. The pacing is spot on. It's got that old classic feeling to it, but it doesn't drag as maybe some modern readers feel classics tend to do, which it is true. Classics tend to be very heavy on description and dragging out aspects of the story that are meant to be dragged out, and they have a reason, but modern readers tend to maybe think it's too much. Well, this is kind of the perfect blend of that. There's no dragging out, and yet the description is very rich in poetry and prose, and you can just imagine and sense everything about Willowfield and the characters. She does an amazing job describing and setting the scene. And Millicent, although she's very, kind of seems like a weak character at first because there's so much uncertainty and she just doesn't know what to make of her situation. She actually has some very strong points and her strength progresses throughout the novel, and you're really just cheering for her character growth. And Professor Hughes is just a delicious conundrum. And put them together while you get the spice that I was talking about. What else about this amazing book? I do want to say I'm actually listening to the advanced listeners copy of the audiobook. You have got to listen to that. It comes out, I believe it's April 22nd. And THEO and MADI, they're on Instagram. They do such a fantastic job of bringing these characters to life. So I'm going to put down their link in the description below, as well as B's description and links. And all I can say is, if you like gothic romance with a twist, with some spice, with like perfection, you gotta read The Cruel Dark. Don't even just borrow it, just buy it. Buy it off Amazon, and then buy Lover, the companion e-novella, which just, so this is where, you get the twists and you're reading everything fresh for the first time. And Lover, even though you know the story, it's still very fresh because it's being told from Professor Hughes' angle, which is just a freshness of its own and just adds more depth to the characters and to the story and what's going to happen. So I highly suggest you buy that as well. And then when the audiobook comes out, you have to let that deliciousness go into your ears. It's so, so good, guys. My favorite indie read of the year so far is The Cruel Dark by B. NORTHWICK. So please go to B's socials and follow her and just support her. And I believe she's got a gothic romantasy coming out, or she's working on that. She's got some great stuff going on, guys, so highly, highly recommend this author. I hope you enjoyed this review. Tell me, what is your favorite indie review, or not indie review, but indie book that you've read so far this year? And if you haven't read indie yet, maybe you should pick this up as your first one of the year. Anyways, have a great week, guys, and I will see you next week with another review.